What do you think it must be like for the players who are still currently in their careers? What do you think it's like for them to live through this moment?
Well, I guess it would be very difficult because you never know when you're going to be coming back. I think you've got to keep a certain level of fitness up, but you can't be training too hard because, you know, the world isn't just going to all of a sudden say, right, football's back tomorrow. There's going to be a decent lead-in period, maybe 2 or 3 weeks notice, I would guess. So the clubs are going to get enough time to actually get back fit, even if you've just lost a little bit. But I think footballers nowadays are far more professional than they've ever been. You know, long gone are the days when you used to have a break and come back weighing 2 stone too much, and all of a sudden you use your pre-season training to get fit. I think people now are naturally much fitter, much healthier, and more professional. So I think they'll be ticking over and doing as much as they can.
They went so long without managing to win the title. How do you see this sort of transformation of Liverpool? How did they manage to turn it around with such strong competition in the Premier League? People couldn't see anyone catching up with Manchester City and other teams.
Yeah, well, it hasn't happened overnight, of course. It's taken a good few years. I mean, if you go back to Brendan Rodgers' era, I mean, Liverpool were playing amazing football. Sturridge, Sterling, Suarez, those 3 up front. It was, you know, Gerrard, Xabi Alonso. There's been some brilliant players, and it's been building and building and building for a few years now. But you're right, Manchester City almost looked from the outside like they had taken it to a new level, and it's going to be very difficult to catch them. But Jurgen Klopp has come in and just done the most amazing job. The team, all the players in the team have got better under his guidance, which is a real sign of a good coach. You know, it's okay buying players in that are already brilliant, but he's making even average players, they're looking world class in certain cases. So, you know, they've got some great players. They're unbelievably talented team, and yeah, it looks like it's a very happy place. Everybody's desperate to play for each other. And now all of a sudden you're wondering whether anybody can catch Liverpool for the next few years, because they are head and shoulders better than anybody else at the moment.
Who would you say is the most important player for them at the moment?
Well, it's a great question. Liverpool were probably struggling for a period of time, and Jurgen Klopp went, right, central defence and goalkeeper. They're the big problem areas for us. And he went and got possibly the best 2 players in the world in those places, in Alisson and Van Dijk. Who's the most important player? The front 3 get a lot of headlines, of course. The 2 fullbacks get a lot of headlines. They're amazing. Probably the area of the pitch that gets the least headlines is the midfield, the 3 midfield players. But a lot of people now starting to think that Jordan Henderson has such a huge influence on that team, and I have to agree with that. But if you ask me what one player Liverpool are probably most dependent on, that they wouldn't want out for a full season, I would probably say Virgil van Dijk.
Thanks so much for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content and live streaming, subscribe to ESPN Plus.